Professor Didier Bonnet. So good to have you here with us.
Yeah, thank you.
We're very happy to have you here, and please, if I can offer you some
lovely.
tea.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's start.
Yeah.
Our very first question is that what is the most urgent question or issue you're trying to answer in your work right now?
Wow, so many questions. The one I'm particularly interested is really try to understand in detail what is the impact of AI, or what will be the impact of AI on the workforce and the way we work. Okay, and going way beyond what we read in the press about job losses and all this kind of stuff, but really try to understand how we're going to get our organization to have people and AI machines working side by side to produce a better outcome.
Okay, yeah, so very much not a robot is going to steal my job.
No, not at all. I don't buy that. I think there will be job losses and a new job created, but I don't think mass unemployment and robots taking all jobs is going to happen at all.
Okay, perfect, great news. Yeah. Can transformation be strategy neutral, or does it require a complete reset from the start?
So, interesting question. I don't think any transformation should be strategy neutral. There may be some exceptions, but generally, I think most transformation have got to be embedded into the strategy, i.e. the objectives and what the firm actually wants to do. And I missed the second part of it.
Does it require a complete reset from the
start?
So
equally, I think it's probably does not necessarily require a complete reset of the entire strategy, but it will need some adaptation around people, competences, budgets, and all these kind of things. But I wouldn't say that it's either neutral from the strategy or it requires a complete change of the strategy, right? It's more adaptation on that.
Thank you for that answer, and just want to build up on it. You've said before that transformation starts with rethinking complexity. How do you decide what's essential and what should be dismantled?
Wow, okay, so I think I said that part of transformation is to reduce complexity. Complexity exists naturally in large organizations, and we're very good at building complexity over complexity. What digital and transformation help you to do is to really substantially reduce the complexity, hopefully reduce the complexity of an organization. So any non-value add type of task, non-value add type of processes, the old story of the 20 signature before you can make a decision, all of this can really be changed. The layer of management, layers of approval, is how do we empower more people in the front line, which we can do now with digital, because you can get visibility of what these people are doing, is how do we do that to really substantially reduce the complexity of the organization, because this is about speed of response and customer satisfaction.
Okay, yeah, very much makes sense. And I have an additional question, which is, you've watched transformation fail before. Mm-hmm. So I'm very intrigued and curious about what pattern that shows up again and again, even in companies that should know better.
Right, okay. So there are many, it's a very complex topic, but let me pick on two or three that I see consistently. One is, the senior leaders in an organization saying, yes, we're going to do digital transformation, is going to be great, and then lose interest to some extent. So delegate down the line and then don't provide the necessary support, and what you find out is the transformation fades away. A second very common area is thinking that the transformation is going to happen itself. Right? You need a level of governance. You need to organize how you're going to deliver this through the organization, and it's not done by email or memos or whatever. It needs to be orchestrated and funded in order to really work in organizations.
Perfect. In every transformation, there is a moment when people stop nodding and start resisting. I'm wondering what usually triggers that moment from your experience, and how do you think leaders or senior managers should be responding to that?
Yeah. So usually, people so employees are human beings, so they are totally keen and innovative in terms of what we could do with the organization to improve performance. But it gets a little bit sticky when it comes to my job, particularly with AI. You know, there are people that are very enthusiastic about the technology, but when it comes to my job, it gets a little bit more complicated. So I think that's really the problem. Is, you know, as long as it's others, it's fine. As when it's me, it's you know, I need to think through it. The leaders that are very good at avoiding this kind of resistance phase are leaders that can, first of all, involve the people that are going to be affected much earlier on in the process, but also help these people or use these people to really design the jobs that they're going to do in the future. So it's really you know, avoiding the resistance by having these people have the design. Now, is it going to make all resistance disappear? Of course not. But I think you have also little things like the way people are measured and compensated is also important if that goes against what you're trying to do. So you have to. So good leaders are able to sort of first of all, involve people earlier and also remove all these little obstacles that exist in our organization to prevent from implementing the right solutions.
So also giving them, as you said, visibility and reassurance on their future.
Exactly, yeah, and then anticipating this resistance much earlier on to actually have an adult discussion with the employees to say, okay, this is how it could affect you, this is how we're going to minimize the impact, the negative impact, and maximize. Absolutely, yeah.
Perfect, thank you for that. So when you think about the people you've taught or mentored up to this point, what through line connects the ones that go on to lead well?
Wow, this is a big question. So I think for me, it's you know, listening is a really good skill for a leader. I mean, there's too many senior leaders that are very successful, but you know, there's a lot of. I think you need to listen. You need to listen to, and you need to listen to your board. You also need to listen to your employees. So I think that's what leaders do well. I think second is. You know, we live in a world where interpersonal skills are really important. So because it helps the way you manage, the way you relate to people. So I would say good listening skill, good interpersonal skills, and then this ability to really understand the outside world, so the outside in kind of view, and this involves not just markets and competition, but also technology, what the corporation can do with all these great things that are being developed in the outside world. So really for me it's you know, listening, interpersonal skills, and this kind of outside in view really helps good leaders.
Perfect, thank you. And our very final question is, what does a future-ready organization look like to you?
Wow, I wish I knew, but I can tell you a few things maybe that I think, you know, we talked about complexity earlier on. I think we really, complexity kills organization and doesn't add value for our customers. So we need to sort of go through that. So I'm not frightened about more automation in organization. In fact, I encourage organization, if you can automate, do it. But at the same time, I don't see automation as being 100% opposed to human beings in organizations. So I think it's more an augmentation of human capabilities, and this is what the technology is going to bring. So I see organizations that hopefully are less complex, hopefully much quicker at decision making, and an organization where the leadership and the doers, the distance between the two is much more narrow because of all these processes and technologies that are helping to really make the organization more agile. It's not more agile, it's not a word I really like, more adaptive. You know, so this ability to adapt to new conditions really quickly because decision making is fast, because there's a short distance between leadership and the people doing the work, the frontline people. So that would be my answer.
Perfect, thank you so much for that. And with that, we thank you for joining us for this very wonderful exchange with Professor Didier Bonnet, which we're very happy to have with you. And we'll catch you in the next episode.